I got a question. I got a question. I got a question.
Hey, it's Kimberly, the Gulf Coast Baller, the Panhandle Pro from Pensacola, Florida. And I'm here with another episode of Twitter Unleashed. And tonight, there is a very, very special guest I got in the house tonight. I'm sure you all know the face, and you definitely know the name. At Sarcastic Style. Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You so nice and sweet. You can feel the energy coming off the timeline.
I try. I do my best.
Okay.
I do
So
my
yeah,
best.
man, we just bring you to the show, chop it up, and talk about the wonderful world that is Twitter. So
It's something.
it is. I call Twitter it's like the streets. I call it like the dark streets because everything starts on Twitter. But a lot of people that talk about Twitter and know how fun it is, if you try to get somebody new that hasn't been on Twitter, they don't know. They're lost. They don't understand what to do.
That was exactly how it was for me when I started Twitter.
Well, when did you start your Twitter account?
2009.
Me too. I'm an OG.
Oh, geez. That was the good days back when Twitter was like way less sensitive and the jokes flew at all times, 100%, 100 miles an hour. It was just...
What made you want to join? What made you get on Twitter?
I hated Facebook. That was the whole reason. I hated Facebook. I was tired. And Instagram's cool, but it's just pictures. So.
Okay, so I'm not the only one that separates the three worlds. Facebook for me is really my personal page. People I know in real life that like know where my mama stay and stuff. So I didn't max out the 5,000 friends or nothing. That was like my real people. And then Instagram, like you say, is for pictures and branding and marketing and stuff. And Twitter, it's like the playground where all the cool kids hang out.
Twitter is where you go to relax. You speak your actual mind.
Judgment free. Well, somebody might try to judge, but you can judge back.
True.
So,
and the jokes will fly.
Yeah, the jokes will fly. So what do you generally tweet about?
My Twitter has evolved through the years, but in general, I feel like I tweet about everything. I tweet about my life. I tweet about what I'm going through. I tweet about my mental health. I tweet about current events, politics, jokes. Sometimes I just troll because I'm bored. Literally like a pretty well-rounded tweeter on the Bird app.
You got a mixture of like a little personal, a little fun, a little real, a little not so real, just a whole gumbo of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It can be, I heard you say mental health. Twitter can be, it can be therapeutic for people. I know I use it sometimes. I just tweet random stuff, just getting it out of my head. Might not make no sense, but I can see it as therapeutic for some people. It looks like a diary sometimes. People just, and you be like, man, this person here is having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then it can turn around.
I feel like the reason for that though is because when you're going through it, a lot of times you feel alone. Mm-hmm. And there's two sides of it. So the one side of it is you feel alone, like you're going through something and you're trying to feel better or you're trying to vent out what you're feeling. And then the other side of it is you find people who are going through the same thing and then they don't feel alone anymore. So they see that you're going through something and they're like, oh wow, I'm not the only one going through it. Like sometimes, it just feels like you find like community like that, people who understand.
That's a perfect way to explain it, because that's what I tell people. It is a community. They be like, man, I don't get to it. I be like, bruh, whatever you're into, you can go to Twitter for that. If you're into sports, you can follow all the sports people. If you're into music, you can follow all the music people. If you're into porn, you can follow all the porn people. Like
Yeah.
whatever you're into, you can just drive in that lane on Twitter. But it seemed like chaos to some people. So yeah, you can find, you say community, you end up finding people, like-minded people, the people going through stuff that you're going through, and they're complete strangers. But on here, it's like y'all can be cool. Again, I think it don't got that stigma of like Facebook and Instagram where it's like, boom, it's you, and you put on blast and you put something and there's all these comments. Most people, you know, on Twitter, you might have a funny Avi, a funny name, you know, you kind of like laid back. So you wouldn't get the judgment because you don't really be knowing these people for real like that. Not all of them. Of course, you got your friends on there, but I think that is a cool aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you remember, like, from when you first got on Twitter, do you remember the first big trending topic that you ever like encountered or came across?
I gotta be honest, I don't. That was a long time ago. I feel like when you first start Twitter, everything is kind of trending because you don't really have any followers. There's nobody on there who you don't really have a timeline yet. So it's whatever is going on in the world. It was 2009. I can't.
Fresh off the recession.
I don't know if it was fresh off it. I feel like we were still in it.
yeah, definitely. So you have like 45,000 followers.
Yeah.
When I started following you, I think you had like 15,000 followers because I remember your 20,000 follower milestone. Do you remember your 5,000 follower milestone when you first got to 5,000?
I do. To a certain extent. I don't remember specifically. Like I didn't write the date down or anything like that. But I posted a troll tweet and it went really far, and people really like either thought I was hilarious or blocked me because of the troll tweet.
So that was that your first viral tweet?
Yes, it was my first actual viral tweet.
You remember the tweet?
I do remember it. Unfortunately, it can't be pulled up anymore because Twitter, somebody, like, I guess not somebody, but like a lot of people reported it. It was literally a tweet about making my man a Thanksgiving plate.
Wow.
But I wrote it in a way that was a little condescending. a little pick-me-ish.
This was way back then.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Before the whole pick me and gender war started, you said that.
No, the pick me thing had already been out there. That's actually why I did the tweet, because I was being a smart ass. Because I might be able to do that from a time or two.
And people reported that.
People wrote think pieces about me. People wrote threads. Blue check Twitter ended up getting involved. Uh-oh. And then I have my whole life analyzed. Apparently I was in all kinds of abusive relationships, and I was like, I can't
Twitter
even remember.
Investigators had to tow you apart.
Well, and none of it was even true because it was the tweet was fake anyway. So it was just like y'all sat there and wrote like from the depths of your soul.
Now, you said think
analyzing
pieces.
My life.
Speaking of think pieces, what can you remember the most? Because people do that a lot. Can you remember the craziest or what tweet or what subject caused the most outlandish think pieces where you were just like, come on, what are y'all writing about?
Okay. Nothing to do with my thing, but I think that my favorite one is the think pieces that got written about the tweet that was regarding a book on how to make $1 million versus brunch with Jay-Z.
Oh.
And the think pieces
Jay-Z brunch.
the think pieces that got written about the book, taking the book. I'm sorry, no. Shit, that's not it. That's not the one. I'm thinking of it wrong. I'm mixing two of them together. I think it's taking $1 million or having brunch with Jay-Z, not the book. The book was a different situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it was, like money or dinner or lunch with Jay-Z or something, like $500,000 or lunch with Jay-Z.
And I think it was brunch with Jay-Z, but yes, it was like $500,000 or $1 million in brunch with Jay-Z. And people were like, oh, I'm gonna go to brunch with Jay-Z and blah blah, and they would write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs about how they were gonna go to brunch with Jay-Z. And I was like, if you go sit down and have brunch with Jay-Z, and he was like, oh, they offered you $500,000 and you had brunch with me, he would be like, you should have took the fucking money, bro. Oh, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss, because that's what Tidal. Did you see when Tidal tweeted? Tidal tweeted.
I did. They tweeted that after, like, well, I mean, I wasn't the only person who tweeted it, but I was like, bro.
Yeah. Jay-Z
would laugh you off the brunch table. He would be like, the first rule of how to make money is to take the fucking money. Take the money.
I'm gonna tell you mine. I'm gonna tell you what grinds my gears. I call it like selective outrage. I hate when something happens or like something gets reignited and people get mad all of a sudden, but like they weren't that mad the first time. So when they put Moesha on Netflix, oh my goodness, I don't know if you caught that. It was think pieces about Moesha on Netflix, and they was just breaking down Moesha and the daddy, and I was like, my goodness, it's a TV show. Like, and the people that write these think pieces, man, they ain't never wrote a paper that good in English in school in their life.
I mean, people had passionate thoughts about it. Yeah. I stay away from certain topics like that because, for lack of a better term, most of the think pieces that did come out of that were about family dynamics, like in Black homes, and I stay out of Black people's business, so that's not. I don't ever really talk about that, like that kind of stuff. I don't.
Straight up. Yeah. You know, I pick my battles to fight. See, that's cool that you even got the awareness to do that. But that just shows you're a good person. Cause it's Twitter, so you can really say whatever the hell you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
it's not worth it. Especially when I've seen people try to pull up on people and find people addresses. And I was in I seen a space a couple weeks ago.
Meet me in Temecula.
Dudes was about to fly each other out to fight.
Is that the Meet Me in Temecula one?
That was the name of the space?
No. Oh, it was a space. It was
a space.
Okay.
It was a space. I forgot the name of the space, but and it was like late. I had to like woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep, and got on Twitter and just like had it on and like by my bed, by my pillow, and dudes was literally in there barking at each other and talking about flying to each other to fight. And I'm sitting here like, these be the same type of dudes that talking about they wouldn't fly no chick nowhere, but y'all gonna fly to fight another man? This is ridiculous, man. Like, but again, another day on Twitter.
But why are we having a space about it? Like, why not just pull up if you're gonna pull up?
The space wasn't even about that. The space was about something else, and they just got into it in the spaces. And it was funny. It was some chicks in there, and they was egging it on, but they was really like trolling. But the dudes was just fighting, and it was funny, man. It was just free laughs.
They were trying to be like, what's his name, Snotty Drippin, and the other dude. That was the Meet Me in Temecula situation.
I missed it, man. You could miss.
That was before your time, I think. Well, I mean, it was after 2009, but it was probably one of my first, like, real funny, like, the whole timeline went after, like, because the dude, they were arguing back and forth, and the one dude was like, all right, I'm gonna meet you, and I guess they weren't too far away from each other, and the dude was like, meet me in Temecula on the timeline, all caps, and like, you know, and they were like supposedly ready to fight. I mean, nothing ever came of it, but it was really funny. It was really, really funny. I don't think I'll ever forget that.
I call it free laughs, man. I wanna
all day.
I wanna backtrack right quick a little bit. Yo, them 45,000 followers you got, right? How did you get from? Did you notice it growing from 20 to 40 plus? Did you notice it, or do you just wake up and see it, or you see a pattern, or like how did it go?
It's a little bit of everything. Like of course I notice it, because as I get more followers, I feel like I got to be a little bit more careful about what I tweet. Not because I'm tweeting anything bad, but because the more people who look at your tweets, the more opportunity there is for somebody to come in your mentions and start drama for no reason. And they do. Like, I could tweet, wow, the sky is so blue today and it's so beautiful, and somebody will be annoying and come into my mentions and write how the sun's not blue where they live and it's bullshit that I tweeted that and blah blah blah. Like, I noticed it, I paid attention, because also it's more eyes on the tweets, the content that I'm tweeting, just in general. But it kind of was a slow rise. Like, it didn't happen overnight. I think I averaged like 150 new followers a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
the
crazy.
more I tweet, well, it's my engagement. It's because I talk to everybody. Like, that's why it is. I don't ignore people just because of how they look, or I don't treat people any weird kind of way based on how many followers they have or anything. Unless you're being weird to me, then I'm gonna clown you. But other than that, like, I just talk to everybody.
So it ain't got nothing to do with you having a cute face.
It might. I mean, I am a little bit adorable.
See, I got a theory. Right? I don't think, from my observation, a dude can't be fine enough to amass a bunch of followers like a woman can. Like,
that's not true.
You really?
Mm-mm.
Why you say that?
Because there's fine men on my timeline right now who have tons of followers, or who had a lot of followers, and the only reason that they don't anymore is because they got suspended.
I mean, but do you see this in masses like women, or do you just know a few?
I just know a few. I don't see it in masses,
Yeah.
but I think it's, men and women pay attention to different stuff. So,
cause like, I've seen chicks come on Twitter with a few thousand followers, and in 6 months have 20,000 followers, just for being cute. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just making an observation. But then dudes, like, you literally have to be like everything, fine, tall, beard, lawyer, like, and then maybe, you might have some followers. Man, even the porn dudes, they don't even be having a lot of followers. But like, if you cute, you can just. But you know what? That's still us. That has a lot to do with us, and it's a lot of weirdos out there.
What's more important than being cute on Twitter?
What's that?
Being funny.
Being funny, yes.
Being funny, being intelligent, and being willing to talk about real stuff like mental health, or having a level of emotional intelligence. Those things, I see men amass followers very, very quickly based on that.
That's interesting. You definitely gotta be funny. If you're funny, you can get followers. But boy, you're only one tweet away from the block party. and it ain't even got to be nothing crazy. It could just be something people ain't rocking with today. Like, you know what I'm saying? You mess around and people talking about something and you tweet from the wrong side of the fence. Just rap.
I've gotten blocked because people got tired of seeing me on their timeline. I got blocked because people didn't like my name. I've gotten blocked because I replied to somebody that they don't like, and so I got blocked by association. I've gotten blocked for like a bazillion. I get blocked by people I've never even seen before.
Okay, let's talk about that, because that's weird. That's weird as crap to me. The whole, if you following this person, I'm gonna block you too. Like, or the whole, say somebody piss somebody off on the timeline, boom, and then they want to put them out there like this person, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden you'll see people be like, yeah, I'm blocking them, and then I'll be like, fool. Like, it's like court, like on what grounds? Like, people that just start blocking or unfollowing somebody just cause somebody else said to block or unfollow them, and I'd be like, that's weird.
It depends on what they did.
Yeah.
It depends on what they did. For me anyway. But it is surprising that I don't have that many people blocked, considering how many followers I do have.
Do you remember, what's your most viral tweet?
My most viral tweet actually has nothing to do with me. I posted a video that I found on TikTok on Twitter, and it was about how you can set up a shortcut on Siri on your iPhone to automatically start recording when you get pulled over by the police. And I posted it on Twitter because I felt like it was important information for people to know, and I didn't know it. So I shared it on Twitter, and it went like mega viral. It was on the news and everything. It was crazy.
And that goes to another. I do a lot of observing and researching social media analytics for everything that I do to be able to release, so I know how to navigate and stuff. And that's something else I learned too. You cannot control when you go viral or how you go viral. You can try. Every day you can try, and I'm not saying if you try every day it won't happen, but like you just said, I didn't expect to hear that. It be the tweet you just tweet and forget about and come back and your notifications be in shambles.
That is my second most viral tweet, which was, I posted, it was like actually there's two of them that are like this. It was an artist rendering of a plus size woman. Mm-hmm. And I tweeted, so this goes in two directions, because one of the tweets is, I just wrote, where's the men that are like this? Mm-hmm. Or that like this, I should say. And it went viral, and I got a bunch of people in my mentions going ham on how, oh, why y'all always need somebody to like y'all, blah blah blah, oh, fat women, blah blah blah, plenty of people like y'all, blah blah. It was so exhausting. And then some dude started trying to clown me, and then I clowned his beard and told him his beard didn't connect. And then he came back. Another dude came back later and started trolling me and bullying me. And then I guess I was really nice to him, and then he publicly apologized to me for trolling. And then there's another tweet.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Like in the past, year? It
was in the past. No, not in the past year. Well, I've had somebody publicly apologize to me in the past year, but it wasn't. Okay. This was like three years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one was an artist rendering of a girl and a guy cuddling, and then I drew on it, and I made the girl fat. I reposted it. I quote tweeted. I was like, yeah, but like this, please, like.
Oh, one of them, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was just, that one went, and it was just, I don't know, those were fun. Those were the kinds of tweets that I enjoy, because usually people are fun about it, and they either make funny jokes, which I can respect, or they relate, or, it's kind of like all over the place how it goes. So I like that.
You can't control it. The last
always the tweet too.
The last tweet I had that went crazy was when somebody tweeted like, "Hey, tell everybody a life hack that will help them out," and everybody was posting tips and stuff, and it was like the craziest of tips and stuff. And I told them that hey, when you go to Publix, you can buy a whole pineapple and take it and get it cut. But like in the tweet, I said, take it to the deli and get it cut. You know, I meant produce. I meant produce. But some Publix across the country, like that, it'd be like the same place. But I said deli, right? And oh my God, like now it was a lot of people that were like, "Yo, I'm gonna try that dope," and then it was people that was like, "Yo, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, making minimum wage workers cut your pineapple." I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody is mad at everything all the time, and we get it. But wouldn't you rather spend your job cutting a fucking pineapple than?
I hated
so mad.
I wish you would have came to me and did this. I would have did this and did that.
Oh, you would have.
Like, whoa, over a pineapple? Oh man, it just tells you. One guy, he just was, oh man, you're just so lazy. You can't take your pineapple home and cut it. And I'm like, you go out to eat? He was like, yeah, like you're just lazy. You don't want to cook your own food. Like, you know what I'm saying? But people are wild, man. Like you say, they'll get mad over anything, man. But
that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter what you say. There's gonna be somebody who has something to say about it that's opposite and negative and really fucking dramatic for no reason.
And that's why I think you gotta have, you gotta have thick skin. Like, I don't be caring. I be seeing stuff, and I had to get good at this. Sometimes, like, I don't even joke back. I just ignore it, like, and keep on scrolling, man. Because you can tell when somebody is really like with their panties in a bunch or their drawers in a bunch about something, and you was just joking anyway. And it's like, let me just leave this alone, man. Because people, it is what it is.
That happened to me yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the subject?
I don't, because people could probably look, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be over. But I jumped in someone's thread, and I was being funny and playful, and he got mad. And I was like, oh, all right, let me exit stage left. My bad.
Like, oh, man. Hey, I thought it was all good. Yeah, people, hey. Well, yeah, let's get to the juicy stuff. Have you ever met or dated anyone off Twitter? Grab me something to drink for this.
Yeah, me too. A whole bottle of liquor.
Yeah, man. 19 crimes.
Oh my God. Can I plead the fifth?
Because I'm sure you've met someone like
for sure
on a friendly level.
Oh yeah, I met a lot of people.
But you're gonna plead the fifth on the dating. Sounds like a bad experience. Ooh, you got a good straight face. I could do crime with you. Okay.
It's funny that you should say that, though. God.
Oh, y'all. He didn't take you on a bank robbery on the first date.
Oh, no.
All right, let's do this. What's the wildest tweet you've ever seen?
Oh, God. Okay. That's a daily occurrence. So I think that the only reason I'm going to call this one the wildest is not because it's the wildest tweet I've ever seen, but it's because it's the one that I can remember the most. Mm-hmm. And I've remembered it the longest.
Okay.
And it's from years ago.
Okay.
And it was this girl who was exposing the guy that she was dating. Because he was sending her pictures, and she started to think that it was weird because he was like texting her and they were talking. I'm not sure if they were dating or like in a relationship 100%, but he Fresh Prince of Bel-Aired her and was like, "Oh, I'm at my friend's wedding," and she sends screenshots of all the conversations. He's sending selfies of him at this wedding, but it was his wedding, and he had turned his jacket inside out to send her the pictures.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Thank you. He like it was fly. I mean, he looked good, but it was so crazy to me because she's sitting here like live tweeting this conversation, and I will never forget that he was legitimately like at his own wedding. Because then other pictures came out and there was him and his jacket was right side out and he was in his tuxedo and like he was the groom. That was probably the craziest one for me.
Why even send her the pictures to begin with?
Because men.
Like he could have just skipped that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
people get real brave.
Going fishing. Like he could have just skipped that day.
He could have took pictures in advance.
Right.
And saved them for that day. He could have done that. He could have been called out sick of, you know, I'm too sick to be your man today. I can't do it. He could have done anything, but instead he turned his jacket inside out and sent selfies.
Like he was. That's funny. What color was the tux?
It was just I think it was just a black tux if I remember correctly. But the inside of the jacket was like colorful and I think maybe floral.
So he really Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, no, it was like a design. Like the jacket was like a design on the inside. So.
Oh man, that's
I meant what
funny.
I meant what I said. He definitely.
That's hilarious.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
How long it took her to figure out what was going on?
It was pretty quick. I mean, she was really upset. So I hope. I mean, I'm sure she's amazing and fine by now. She was a beautiful woman. So, but she figured it out pretty quick. She was like, "This motherfucker."
So, speaking of upset, no, you good. Have you ever seen a tweet that made you upset?
All the time.
Like it just blew your top off.
At least 3 times a week.
Is it 3 times a week, every other day? Is it like a serious topic, or is it just a wild take or ignorant take, or what really does it for you?
All of the above. I don't really get upset about wild takes because a lot of people are just either really inexperienced in life or have a terrible mindset. So I can't get upset about people's takes. You know, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I can think it's dumb though. So I'm not going to get upset. It's usually serious topics that upset me the most, or when I see people being ignorant about mental health, or when I see people, you know, being ignorant about really sensitive topics. Blatant racism, you know, just the bad stuff.
See, some of that stuff you can't touch. You know what I'm saying? Even if you joke, you know me, I joke about everything. But some stuff I see, and I just keep it going because it don't even be, you know, it's not even worth it. It's like some of them people, they really having a bad day for real. You know,
yeah.
And you definitely don't want to do nothing to push them over the edge or anything. So with you being so famous, such a
hardly famous
Twitter celebrity,
I am hardly famous, sir.
Have you had any celebrity interactions on Twitter?
Yeah, lots of them.
Like who? So give me some stories.
I don't know if I have any. Well, I have one story. I have only one story, but the rest of them, like I've had Timberland like my tweets. I've had like Chrissy Teigen follows me. I don't really know why. I don't know what tweet it was.
Y'all probably have fun hanging out together.
I don't even know why. Like I didn't because okay. So my tweets and my Twitter notifications and my mentions haven't worked right in like 3 years, maybe 4 years. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even know she followed me. I found out on accident. that she
Wow.
followed me. Yeah, so I don't even know how long she was following me or what made her do it. She still follows me now. Um, I mean, they've like I've had celebrities like my tweets or like various videos or whatever, but I feel the one that I'm most known for, the interaction that I'm most known for on Twitter is the beef with Benzino.
Hold on. You you was beefing with Benzino on Twitter?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yep. Everybody knows Benzino does a lot on Twitter. Like, everybody knows. He searches his name because he's bored. And he cusses people out all the time. The problem is, I'm better at it than him. And so he came after me because he was coming after somebody that I follow. And I don't go for that. And this was in my wilder Twitter days, so I was a little bit more reckless. And but yeah, so he started going after me. Of course, he called me all kinds of Beckys and fat bitches, and Miss Piggy and
everything you've heard before.
But just like nothing clever. I was so bored, and so I just kept coming back at him. Like, I don't even remember everything I said. I have a thread of it all somewhere. I'll send it to you later because you'll get a kick out of it. But the last thing I ended up saying to him was basically like, I see now why it took you 11 years to come back at Eminem, because you're not even, like, you have no comeback. like it took you 11 years. I see why. So anyways, a year later, he unblocked me again just to come back to my page and call me a fat bitch.
So that's what Benzino like to take his time with the clap back.
He was so mad, and he came back and he started cussing me out again. And he threatened to kill me. He did all kinds of stuff, and then he deleted all of his tweets. So it was very funny. But then he blocked me again. So
Come on, man. You shouldn't be that mad on Twitter.
He was so mad. He was so mad. It was really funny though. I never laughed so hard in my life. I never laughed so hard. It was hilarious. And when I send you the tweets, you're gonna die. Like you're just gonna be cracking up because everybody.
I sure I am.
My friends were like, is Desiree beefing with Benzino? What the fuck is going on? How did this happen? I was like, I don't know. I just talk shit. I'm good at it.
Speaking of laughing at stuff, I know this is gonna be good.
Oh God.
You told me enough. I know this is gonna be good. Tell me about your wildest DMs.
Okay.
I know it's multiple.
It's so many. I had one guy begging me to look at his dick, and that's not even wild anymore. It's just boring.
That's not normal.
They send their penis. I've had a guy DM me and tell me that he was married and had a bunch of kids, but he didn't care because he wanted to risk it all, and he like got real crazy, and I didn't even know him. I ended up blocking him. So I was like, what the fuck?
He went Harlem Nights on you.
He was like, I don't care. He's like, I wanted you to give me a chance. I was like, no. What? Hold on. And then there was, just last week, somebody messaged me and asked me to fly me out because him and his wife want to fuck me. And I was like, thanks for the offer. People just send me their penises. I've had people threaten me. I've had people, it's not wild. It's just penises all the time.
Dudes, man. You know what? I'll be glad, like, I don't know if it's coming, but if they make that a crime, dudes will stop.
Everybody's going to jail.
Yeah, like the unsolicited dick pics, like, dudes will stop.
It should be a crime because I don't want to see that shit.
Okay, which is funny because this rolls into this. I was gonna ask you, what's the wildest space you've ever seen? And while you're pondering on that, just like last week, they had like a dick rating space. I don't know if you saw that or any residue from that, but that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Man, that's definitely the funniest thing I've heard this year. Dudes in there just begging these chicks to give them ratings. They're sending the pics with a number attached to it, number 7 or 17. And when the chicks would say, all right, and then they had a group chat going and they'll put it in there and they all comment on one, and the guys are just sitting in there and it's just like, oh yeah, that's me, or boom, 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 and then they'll clown some, and I'm like, man, that is just...
Why?
Yeah, I think the name of the space was like, show that dick, or something like that.
Energy. I dig it. But I just don't know. I just don't know why we need attention that bad, but I did not see that space, but I have repeatedly seen dick sucking spaces where everybody mutes their mic and listens to somebody choke on a dick. And then there was a queef contest.
If y'all not on Twitter, man, you gotta get on Twitter, man.
This is a real pandemic, okay?
See, speaking of that, I've seen that. Pandemic. I've seen the moaning spaces.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
And stuff like, so when you said that, so I saw a moaning space like last week, right? So I went in there and I'm expecting to hear like a bunch of dudes like, when y'all gonna do something, man? Y'all ain't do, that's what I expected to hear. I went in there, it was a chick getting down. I was like, oh.
I hope she got paid.
Okay, boom, let's do that. I don't see, that's great. I don't see, people be on spaces, man, every day for hours at a time.
Daylight to dark.
For free. There have been multiple spaces that have went on for 24 hours. Like, it starts right now, and like, you wake up in the morning and it's going, and then it's still going. And my thing is like, for free? Like, if you really think you're all that, because you can charge for them, man. Charge people and see if you still got that pull or that influence. Charge people $1 or something. But like, I just don't get, like you say, man, for free. Hey, man, at least most people had enough gumption to go start an OnlyFans or something. But nah, these people is just moaning in the space.
There's like, I don't know. There's like literal services you can go get paid to do that if you wanted to do it. I feel like, I hope that if you're wilding out in spaces, I hope there's a Cash App fund for you. Like, because literally, why are we doing this for free? The sex work industry is gigantic. Why are you not getting a bag?
See,
if you're comfortable with it, if you're going to be naked, if you're going to be moaning, if you're going to be sucking dick on spaces, if you're going to be doing all of that, get a bag. What are you doing?
My question is, get a bag for everything. Like, that's always. Once I see people doing stuff so much, I be like, man, you doing this for free? Like, I don't know. They just end up getting freaky, like fleets. You miss fleets?
I low-key do miss fleets. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. Because it's fun. I feel like it was fun to see people show a side of themselves that they felt only comfortable showing for a little bit of time. Like, they were just like, okay, fleet, delete, and I think it was fun to see the different aspects of people, what they were comfortable sharing. Sometimes it got a little too wild for me, but Fleet Nick though.
You remember Fleet Nick?
Fleet Nick. Yep.
What was your
favorite
takes from Fleet Nick?
Oh gosh, I had a lot. Everybody was naked. It was glorious. They were fine. They were naked, living their best life. I respect it.
How you feel about that? Because I'd be like, if you do that, you wanted to do that anyway. Why don't you just go ahead and post it? You could delete it later, I guess, but because it was 24 hours, right?
Yeah, it was 24 hours, but I think that the biggest thing is because, so like, you can still Google deleted tweets.
Really?
Yeah, and even if a tweet is deleted, there's still an archive record of it somewhere on the internet. Fleet, because of the way that fleets were created and how they work, they never made it that far. You can't Google fleet. So it was a little, granted, somebody could still screenshot what you put up there and put it somewhere else, of course. But it was a little bit safer. So if you wanted to get naked, but you don't want your kid to see you butt ass naked 5 years from now on the internet, it was a safer place to put it.
That's it. I did not know that. You can still Google deleted tweets.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
There are entire websites dedicated to taking daily inventory of Twitter. And you can find old tweets from people that they deleted 10 years ago.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they say the internet, man, once it's out there, it's out there.
And they mean it.
Yeah, that right there proves that. Anybody ever made a fake page with your pictures?
Yeah.
You're famous.
I actually think that there's still like 2 or 3 of them still up because Twitter won't delete the rest of them.
Nobody never did that to me. They only do that to famous people.
Nobody knows who you are. I'm not.
So the pictures.
You just hide.
So your page is like those pages. You say they're still up?
Yeah, I think like 2 or 3 of them are still up.
That's weird.
And I don't even know why. It's so weird. It is the biggest exercise in mental illness on that app.
I think those be like kids, or like definitely somebody with a mental illness. But I think it'd be like kids or something, man.
I don't think it's kids. I think it's fucking weirdos.
Definitely weirdos.
I don't think it's
weirdos. Now,
I really don't.
We talked about the block party a little bit earlier. How many people on your block list? How many people you got blocked?
I think I only have like 400 people blocked. And most of them are like penis-savvy people.
Only 400 people?
Yeah, but they're like penis-savvy people.
Yeah.
I don't really, like, if you follow me and you're in my mentions all aggressive and your dick is in your Abby, or you're posting your dick all in my mentions, you're getting blocked. And it happens a lot, so I block them. Well,
actually, now that I think about it, that does sound minuscule when you think about how many followers you got. And I remember a block thread a couple weeks ago with people talking about they were posting how many people they got blocked, and it was amazing to me, or alarming rather. People have thousands of people blocked, and I didn't know that. Like,
I don't have that many people blocked.
3, 4. So when you say only 400, then that dude, in comparison to that, I guess that's not a lot. Because I'm seeing people 3,500, 4,200, 6,000 people. I'm like,
I don't know. Sometimes I do wish I had 6,000 people blocked.
Goodness gracious, man.
I don't tend to block people. For a really long time, I kind of looked at blocking people like they won.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wouldn't, because like if we don't get along or whatever, I don't really care. I have a hard time remembering people, and that's part of my ADHD. So a lot of times people won't like me and we'll have argued and I won't have any recollection of it. And I don't block them because I don't care that much. Like, it doesn't actually affect my life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like me, and you don't want to see me on your timeline, then sure, block me. You know, I don't care. But I don't really block that many people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I guess that's one thing people can't control. They got the right to control what come on their timeline, so they block, mute, the whole. I don't like the soft block. Block me with your chest, man.
Thank you. I hate that shit. I hate it so much. If you want to force me to unfollow you, if it's that serious that you don't like me, that you took all of them steps, block me with your whole fucking chest. Out loud.
Full agreement on that. Well,
yeah.
I definitely Desi Bay, aka the Big Horchata. What is the what? Oh, what? See what? Explain that. Explain.
Okay. So a couple years ago, it was a dude on Twitter, and he said that he liked to call fat white women big milk, like to get on their nerves or to piss them off. And I was just like, yeah, it wouldn't piss me off, but I'm half Mexican, so you got to call me big horchata, because. And then everybody started calling me that, and then it just became my name.
See, so from just looking at you, people would know that you were half Mexican.
Yeah, most people don't.
Do you speak Espanol?
Not fluently, no. I did as a child, but then when I moved out to Florida, I didn't live in an area surrounded by Hispanic or Latino people, so I don't speak it fluently anymore. I lost it, unfortunately.
Can you don't know how to say that sexy Spanish stuff? Like, fake it.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Oh! Ooh! man. Yeah. Oh, man. I had so much fun. I enjoyed talking to you, man. I thank you for coming by. We're at the part of the show, one of my favorite parts of the show, where I ask everybody their top 5 timeline terrorists.
Well, I'm kind of out of the loop on that right now. I'm not going to lie, because I've been not on Twitter as much the last couple months.
Give me a few.
Duke. I don't know if you know Duke, Mr. Duke Weiser. He is absolutely a top tier timeline terrorist.
Oh, is that the dude you always messing with by being married?
Yes, but we're not doing that joke anymore. He has requested that we stop. So that joke is over, because we killed it for 3 years. So, in fairness. But he is absolutely a timeline terrorist. There's a dude named Deceased Splitter, total timeline terrorist. You are an absolute timeline terrorist.
Moving along.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I feel like I could probably think of more, but Gorilla Mama used to be a timeline terrorist, but she's kind of low key right now.
No, man, they got I miss a Gorilla Mama. She's like shadow banned or something.
Is she?
Yeah. Like,
I thought she was just being low key. I didn't know that.
No, she like shadow banned or something. I check in. Like, I tweeted her a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, I tweeted her today because I saw something on the timeline. I was like, wow, I finally see. Because I hollered at her a few months ago. I was like, yo, I never see you on the timeline. What happened? And she was like, yeah, Twitter messing with me. So you'll see like she like stuck in her follower count. If you go to her page, like she still does what she do, but the engagement be off. And like you say, I remember when when Gorilla Mama was like running through the timeline on a daily. Yeah, like
she's
Twitter,
hilarious.
Like, yeah, she is. Nah, that's Twitter. That's like she's like shadow banned or something like that. Man, I had to get Gorilla Mama on the show.
You should. She's good people.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out. But like, yeah, that's what that is about her. I definitely agree. I remember that she would be, for me, I would call her one of the OGs of timeline terrorism because, like I say, she really was doing it, and then Like you say, you thought she was being low key. If you go to her page, you'll see she still tweet like every day. It's just Twitter.
Wow, I didn't know.
Like, put the clamps on or whatever they do. You know, these social media platforms, they got the puppet master behind the scenes, and if you're doing too much, they'll whatever. So
I used to be a timeline terrorist, but now I'm just wholesome and delightful.
Oh, now you're just good, clean, and wholesome.
That's right.
Just come down to so you don't terrorize no more. You just sing lullaby. Y'all don't know she got a beautiful voice. She ain't gonna sing for y'all or nothing. I'm trying to get her to sing. We got to try to do something. She got $1 million voice.
Oh.
And if I could ever get her in the studio, it's going down. But I definitely
maybe 2022 is the year.
Maybe 2022 is the year. Y'all heard it here first. It's admissible in court. It's on cam. You're watching it. She
Don't
said
get the law involved.
It's 2022, man. And again, hey, y'all make sure y'all follow her at Sarcastic Style on Twitter. Free laughs and everything. I enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate you coming by. You got anything you want to say?
Everybody take care of yourselves this year. It's been a rough few years, and I really want people to take better care of themselves mentally and emotionally. We got this. We're going to get through it.
Amen. And it's been another episode of Twitter Unleashed.
I got a question.